Today on Locked On Women's Basketball, we are in Vancouver, Canada for the third annual WNBA Canada Game. Let's do it.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone. I am dealing with a different setup today. I'm in a hotel room because I am in Vancouver, Canada for the WNBA Canada Game, taking place August 15th? Yeah, August 15th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time between Atlanta and Seattle. So in, celebration of that, I got to interview Shatori Walker-Kimbrough of the Atlanta Dream. So that's coming up later in the episode. To start, we're going to preview this game, what it means to both Canada and to the two teams competing. Then we're going to hit the Shatori Walker-Kimbrough interview. So stay tuned for that. But today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is around the corner, so visit the FanDuel app to start planning your future bets now. Wow, we are in August, which means the WNBA is in its final quarter, but, we also got to have some fun still. So the WNBA is in Canada for the third season in a row, but this one is a little bit special. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chelsea Leite. I report on the WNBA, but I do it based in Canada, out of Toronto usually, but I did travel for this trip because it's the first regular season game in the WNBA that has been played internationally ever. So much that I just knocked down my empty can of Coke. And so, yeah, it's important. It's a big deal for Canada, for Canadian basketball fans. This is such a rich basketball country. And it's coast to coast. Like literally last night I was still in Toronto. I flew to Vancouver this morning. And, there's an international basketball event happening there called Global Jam, an under 23 tournament. And that, just seeing it was Canada versus Brazil. The women started and then the men had a game after. And just even to see the amount of people that showed up on a Wednesday night to see Canadian men's and women's hoops, like there was a lot of people there for both games. And it just shows that this country is so excited to have more chances to watch basketball, to engage in the community. And this is what this game represents. Like as much as neither of these teams represent Vancouver as a city or Canada, these fans just love watching basketball. And so it's exciting for them to be here. And there's a lot of implications as well. I think, the exhibition games, the first one was in Toronto in 2023. Then in 2024, they went to Edmonton and had another game. And both of those were preseason exhibition games, which meant they were fun and it was a good preseason exercise for the players, but they didn't mean anything for the season as a whole. And that meant, sometimes players didn't play. Sometimes, people were pulled near the end of the game. And it's nice to see, be able to see bench players and stuff like that. But at the same time, you want to see, a fully competitive mid-season game with a lot of implications, and people are going to get so into it tomorrow. And so there's stakes. So let's talk about the stakes first before we get into this interview with Shatori. So these two teams, if we were talking 2 weeks ago, they were on such similar planes when it came to the WNBA, both in that top four range, fighting for home court advantage in the playoffs, which is what we're looking for right now as we head into the final 10-ish games of this season. And so everybody's thinking about playoff position. And these two teams were in the thick of it. Then you have this weird Seattle Storm losing streak, which slides them all the way from that top four range into eighth. They're in eighth place right now in the league. And so when it comes to these games, with Atlanta this week, they've played them twice, they will have played them twice. They just need to get back to winning and be able to win more of these games in the final stretch than they lose if they want to have any hope of being able to climb back in the standings. And at this point, they're on the edge of the playoffs in eighth place with a team that was, built to win a championship, built to go far in the playoffs, and built to have home court advantage at the very least. And something's just happened. And there's rumors flying around and speculation, which, I'm not going to get into anything that isn't confirmed, of course, but Alicia Clark requests to trade. They're able to get Brittany Sykes back for her, which is fantastic, but just something's got to give. And this is a great opportunity for Seattle to take advantage of an Atlanta team that, has this big road trip where they're coming to the West Coast, they're going to Seattle, then they have to come up here to Canada. It's different. There's a lot that goes along with traveling to a new place as well. And so, maybe Seattle could come in and win this Canada game. It would be fantastic for their situation that they're in right now. But then you flip it over to Atlanta, who also has a lot to gain from a win here in Canada this week. They are currently second in the WNBA, kind of battling it out with New York at this point for a playoff position, second or third. And second or third is huge. Like, a lot of times when you think about 5 or 6, 3 or 4, every playoff spot matters, but the difference between 2 and 3 is a lot. Let me explain why. So when you're making a playoff bracket in the WNBA specifically, you kind of do it so that, there's like 2 sides of the bracket. And the idea is once you get to the end that it would be the 2 best teams, if they beat out all the other competition, that would meet in the end. So if you have 1 and 2 in the standings be Minnesota, which it's looking like Minnesota is going to keep that spot. There's 6 games between them and the Atlanta Dream right now. And that's the next highest team. They have a 6-game lead over anybody in the league. So they've already clinched their spot in the playoffs to begin with. And so I'm just going to assume that they are going to be the top team. So you have Minnesota. And then you have, say, a team like New York, if New York were able to get the 2nd seed. And it is impossible for those 2 teams, the top 2 teams, to meet until they would get to the finals. And so it's huge because if you end up with the 3rd seed, then you would have to face that 1st seed in the semifinals. And so you don't have the advantage of getting to play the 3rd best team in the semifinals as opposed to the 1st best team. So you want 2nd place. It goes, the 1st seed will play the 3rd seed if, the winning happens. But you play the lower seed if you're the top seed. And so the higher you are, the better chance you get, obviously. And so Atlanta really wants to keep that 2nd seed. They don't want to face Minnesota until the finals. And so winning this game, getting another game on top of New York. New York just lost against the Las Vegas Aces this week. They also have another game against Minnesota this Saturday. They've been on a West Coast trip. Brianna Stewart is still injured. And so if they can continue to every game, every win matters. The Atlanta Dream need to get every single win that they possibly can. And so, yeah, it's important for them to win this game as well. They might not have, quote unquote, the home court that Seattle might have here in Vancouver because it's so much closer for Seattle fans to come up and cheer on their Storm. But, you never know. There could be a lot of Atlanta fans here in Vancouver. It's a great sports city. And so it's going to be really exciting. And I talked to Shatori Walker-Kimbrough about all of that in our upcoming interview, which you'll see after the break here. And I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me about why the Atlanta Dream are doing so well is, the praise she was giving for their head coach, Carl Smesko. It's his 1st season in the WNBA after coaching women's college basketball for so long. And yeah, she says some really great things about him. And I think that really stood out to me as to why they are doing so well this season in the W. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, you'll get to see that Shatori Walker-Kimbrough interview. I went straight from the airport to interview Shatori today, and it was fantastic. So make sure to stick around. This is Locked On Women's Basketball. August 26th is officially FanDuel Features Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. And so, I'm not the biggest NFL person, but based on everything I'm following between last year, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. I mean, maybe I'd throw a couple of dollars in for the Kansas City Chiefs to kind of come back and be able to win after they lost last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. But I mean, if you agree with me, you can go on FanDuel and make those predictions for the NFL season. So visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. I'm here with Shatori Walker-Kimbrough of the Atlanta Dream. Welcome to Canada.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Have you ever been before?
I have. I think it was my junior year. We had the Pan American Games to play for the USA team. Yeah, I was on that team.
Yeah, in Toronto, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2015. Yep. Canada did win.
Yes, they did. They did us in championship. They did.
Exactly. Welcome back. Excited to have you here. Excited to, have the Dream be part of the first international regular season WNBA game.
Mm-hmm.
So, because this is different than the rest of the international games that we've had in the past, because it means something to the season. It's not just an exhibition game.
Yeah.
And so the Atlanta Dream are in second place at the moment, really close to clinching a spot in the WNBA playoffs. And so what about this team in particular do you think has really made the difference to go from, a team that was lower in the standings to now being a top team?
Yeah, I think it starts with our coach. I have to start there. I mean, he is a literal basketball genius. Mm-hmm. But then to go into the players that we have, not just their ability, but the character. We're all just really bought into each other and then him. And that just makes everything so much easier. Everyone's playing exceptionally well as a team, and then we have a lot of individual talents on our team, and it's just really all coming together.
Yeah, and a bit to go into Coach Smesko. His first season in the WNBA after coaching in college for so long. Do you think there's an adjustment that goes into that, or has he really just kind of hit the ground running, transitioned perfectly?
It's probably, I mean, from the outside looking, I think it probably looks like he's probably hit the ground running. But I think for him, and which makes it, I think, easier for us is, you have some coaches that tell players to do things and you kind of just have to do it.
Yeah.
But like his coaching style is he tells us and then he makes you believe it because he has reason behind it. He's very analytical and he has numbers to prove like, hey, we're doing this and this is why we're doing it. Mm-hmm. And so as a player, you're just kind of like, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
So then, like I said, we're all really bought in, and from like, to go back what I said about him just being a basketball genius, he just, he just has all the numbers to back it up. So I think, kind of taking that from college and then, just adding just the talents that we have on our team, it just kind of just fits perfect.
Yeah. And so let's kind of switch a little bit. This WNBA season has been a lot when it comes to the encore play. Of course, it's been a very competitive season, but there's also so much going on outside of the court that's affecting, obviously, all of you as players. The CBA negotiations, a lot of stuff to have to do with the media. And so, personally, what's your role in CBA negotiations? Do you have a role? And my second part to the question is, how can fans support the players this season in this aspect?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know for me, it's just kind of just staying as informed as possible. And that I think that comes with just my maturity. Because I know when I was younger, I was just like, I mean, okay, like, where do I sign? And I know that it sounds ignorant, but when I was just younger, I just didn't know the importance of it. And as the game has grown, it's super important because I know a lot, players have a lot of, we have a bigger voice now.
Yeah.
And then it's very, visible of, we're looking at arenas, sold out arenas, we're having to move games to different arenas because of the support we have, different television deals and networking deals that are, coming into fruition. And, for me, just personally as a player, just staying as informed as possible, tapping into our player reps, tapping into the different calls that we have with our league is just super important for me. And, and just, having these different conversations with other players, getting different perspectives. It's just, it seems like, it's just bigger than basketball, it's just big. It's also just the business side of it as well. So for me, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And just also, doing my part as a veteran to try to inform the younger players as well.
Yeah. And to the second part of the question, how do you think fans can support the players while they negotiate this deal?
Just continuing to support. like we're not even we're just like you said, with us being here on the international level, we're just more of a even global. We're on a more global stage as well.
Yeah.
So just continue to support in any way as possible. To also staying informed as well.
Yeah, awesome. And like you said, you're going to be a part of the first regular season international WNBA game. To you, what are the benefits of playing games outside of the United States?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. For me, I mean, I love one of my favorite players is Canadian. Bridget Carleton's one of my favorite players. I got the honor of playing with Aaliyah Edwards last year in DC. Yep. So for me, I think the bigger the stage, the better it is. Obviously, the more eyes comes with there's pros and cons to that. But I think the more we can grow the game, the more eyes, the more the bigger the platform. And I think the better it could be for the game of women's basketball.
Yeah, and when it comes to the WNBA expanding into Canada, which is happening next season with the team in Toronto, what makes you excited about having a permanent team in Canada?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I said, to go back to what I said in the answer to the last question, just bigger stage, more people, but also the support that the Canadian basketball as a whole gets, not just on the women's side, but on the men's side too. One of my favorite players is SGA.
Yeah.
So just being able to continue to grow the game on different platforms in different countries as well.
Yeah. And is this your first time in Vancouver specifically?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And I mean, you just got here last night. It's not even noon yet, but have you had a time to take a walk or anything?
I actually haven't. I'll go to the gym right after this, and then hopefully I'll be able to explore a little bit after that.
Yeah. Do you have any first impressions of Canada or impressions from other times that you visited here?
It's been so long since the last time I was here, but like I said, I'm excited to go out and just look around and explore a little bit.
Yeah.
Later on today.
And last question before we kind of get into this Canadian trivia I have prepared for you. If you could pick anywhere for the WNBA to expand that hasn't been announced yet, where would you pick and why?
Ooh. Houston Comets had just a crazy run.
Yeah.
So I would I love the city of Houston. And just even just Texas basketball. So I would love to see a team back in Houston to revitalize that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with a four-peat. So.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick little break from this interview, but when we come back, Shatori Walker-Kimbrough is going to do some Canadian trivia. So stay tuned. This is Locked On Women's Basketball. Welcome back to Locked On Women's Basketball. I'm Chelsea Leite, and we're going to continue now with this interview with Shatori Walker-Kimbrough here in Vancouver, Canada. So we're going to get into a little Canadian trivia.
Ooh.
No pressure, but some of it's basketball related, some of it isn't. So we'll see. We'll start off with one that, you've already kind of half answered, but can you name every current Canadian WNBA player?
Okay, we got Aaliyah Edwards.
Yep.
Bridget Carleton.
Yep.
Let me go through the teams. This might take me a little bit.
That's okay.
Oh, Kia Nurse.
Yep.
Are you allowed to tell me how many there are?
Yeah, I can tell you there's one more.
Okay, one more. Who am I missing? Okay, Leah Edwards, Bridget Carleton, Kia Nurse. I feel so bad. I'm missing this.
That's okay. I'll give you another hint that she got re-signed partway through the season.
She got re-signed.
Like re-added to the team. Was in training camp and then rejoined the team.
The same team?
Yes.
Was in training camp and got re-signed to the same team. Okay.
But I'll let you know once you have fully decided you don't know who it is.
Okay. Give me 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, East Coast, West Coast.
West Coast.
I'm going to be so mad when you tell me. That's why I don't want you to tell me, but I'm taking too long. Okay, go ahead and tell me.
Letitia Amihere.
Oh my gosh.
Mississauga, Ontario. Yes. So those are the four.
Okay.
Do you know who the first Canadian player to ever play in the WNBA was? And this is going way back, so it's yeah.
Yeah, I probably don't know.
Yeah, so it was in 1997. Kelly Boucher played for the
Kelly
Charlotte
Boucher.
Sting.
Okay, so Charlotte Sting, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, 1997. Who was Canada's highest drafted WNBA player?
I'm gonna just take a wild guess.
Okay.
And say it has to be between. I'm gonna just go and say either Kia Nurse or Natalie Achonwa.
You're gonna be mad when I tell you this one.
Wait. Just don't say nothing.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna stick with that. Even though I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong.
Aaliyah Edwards.
Oh my goodness. No way. She was 6.
She was number 6 last year,
Oh
2024.
my gosh.
Highest of all time.
What was Kia?
Kia was 9th, I believe.
And what was Bridget was 2nd round?
Yeah, Bridget was 2nd round, and Letitia was number 8.
Wow. Sorry, Aaliyah. She's going to kill me. Wow.
When you get that text later.
She's going to kill me.
Oh, man. What is the capital city of Canada?
Ottawa.
Yeah. So obviously Canada's winter national sport is pretty easy to guess, but what is Canada's official summer national sport?
Summer.
There's 2 different ones.
This isn't multiple choice, is it?
No,
okay.
there's one. I mean, I can make it multiple choice now off the top of my head if you wanted me to.
Summer?
Yeah.
I was. Is it big in America?
Kind of.
I have no idea. I'm not going to.
Lacrosse.
Oh my God, I went to Maryland. I should have guessed that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The reason
you
why
guys play lacrosse?
Yeah. It
Really?
was invented here.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was invented by Indigenous communities in Canada.
Wow, lacrosse was huge at my college.
Yeah, and that's why I said kind of, because some places it's really big, like some colleges.
It's huge in Maryland.
Yeah, and then some places it isn't, so it kind of depends where you are.
Wow.
But yeah, lacrosse is the summer, and obviously hockey is the winter national sport. What was Tim Horton's job? The man, Tim Horton.
Uh-huh.
What was his job?
This is crazy. Because I did some reading and I did not read any of this right before I got down here. I have no idea.
He was a hockey player. He played for the
I feel like I should just, if I would like guess, I would have probably got that. I'm just so scared.
That's okay. This one is, again, a little bit left field. But
oh, man.
In what year was marriage equality reached in Canada?
'20th century.
Like, is that the 19? I get confused when it says when you.
Okay.
But it was. I will say it was after the year 2000.
Okay. Let's go. 2015.
No, 2005.
Oh my God! When I tell you that was gonna be my first guess,
Really?
That's why I said 5. But I was like, that's too late. I mean, that's too early. That's not.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God! Go with your gut.
I'm pretty sure 2015 was the U.S. or around there, or unless it was later. I don't know. They were kind of behind. Well, really behind.
I'm like 2 for 7 right now.
That's okay.
Shooting terrible from the field right
now. What is a double-double? It's a drink.
Okay.
Drink. Go with your gut, because I feel like sometimes your gut has been.
I'm gonna just go and just say lemonade and iced tea.
No, it is a coffee with 2 cream, 2 sugar.
So if I go and get that, if I say that, that's what they're going to give me.
Yeah, so if you go into like a Tim Hortons and you say, hi, can I have a medium double-double, they're going to give you a coffee with 2 milk.
Okay.
And probably most other places, but it's a big Tim Hortons thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah. Even though I don't drink coffee. But...
Yeah. If you ever did, or if you have a teammate who wants to go get coffee.
Yeah, if I want to impress someone, I can just say that.
There you go. How many provinces are there in Canada?
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I would go and say, because Canada's big.
Yes, but the number's smaller than you'd probably think.
I was going to say 13.
There's 13 total, but 10 are provinces, 3 are territories.
Okay,
so I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
All right. Here we go.
I don't expect you to know territories.
Only up from here.
You got 2 left.
Okay, I gotta get at least one.
At least one. Okay. This you might not get this one, but I think you'll get the last
Aaliyah one was really bad. I'm really upset about that one.
Oh, Aaliyah. She'll forgive you. You know, she has to be, her nice Canadian self.
Yeah. And
pull that one on her. Say, you gotta live the reputation of being a nice Canadian. But which country sends Canada 10,000 tulips every spring to represent the friendship between the two nations? I'll give you Europe.
I'm gonna just say France.
No, it's the Netherlands.
You gotta speak French.
I know, but it's not. No, it's the Netherlands. All right. One last question.
Oh my God!
I hope you'll get
the marbles.
I hope you'll get this one. Fourth quarter, buzzer beater, clock's going down. What is the name of the WNBA expansion team coming to Toronto in 2026? Yep.
There we go. Tempo. Yes, that was a layup. There you go.
There you go. Wanted to make sure you got one at the end. Oh man, maybe by the time you leave Canada in a few days,
I'm gonna come back and do this again.
Yes, next time. Yeah. Next year in Toronto with the
tempo, see how much I've learned.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to Canada.
Thank
you. Good luck in tomorrow's game.
Appreciate it.
So that was my interview with Shatori Walker-Kimbrough of the Atlanta Dream. Apologies to Aaliyah Edwards. Please forgive her for not knowing you were the highest drafted Canadian of all time. But super fun to catch up with Shatori here in Vancouver. Thank you so much for watching Locked On Women's Basketball. I will be in Vancouver reporting on the WNBA Canada game for the 9 basketball powered by the Next. So make sure to check out the Next's newsroom for all of that. And we will be back with another podcast episode from Vancouver tomorrow on Friday as well. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chelsea Leite from Vancouver. This is Locked On Women's Basketball.